Hey, it's Jamie with Gardens and Getaways, and when I tell you I am coming to the garden today with some string and some scissors and a prayer because it is out of control. I've really got to pull some stuff out, make room for some fall stuff. I think the mosquitoes are going crazy. It's rained, but this is the first day under 75 that we have had in months. So I said I'm gonna come out here and work. I don't even know if I'll wind up sharing this video or not. It's a mess out here. It's just a mess. So we'll probably do the quickest garden tour ever just for reality. The cucumbers are starting to definitely be stressed. I do still have some cucumbers coming in. Whoops, I don't know if you can see that there, but we are still getting some like every day. There's cucamelons up at the very tippy top that I honestly cannot reach. I had pulled out the squash and zucchini here. I really need to mow, but there's vines everywhere, so I haven't. So everything just looks like a mess. It's a mess. Squash was pulled out of here. The basil's doing better since then. Dill doesn't really like the heat, but it's doing okay. My eggplant does have some more blooms, but as you can see, the peppers, tomatoes, zinnias, the watermelons have taken over. I don't want to kill the vines because there's random watermelons tucked in everywhere. It is such a mess. Such a mess. I see a butterfly over there enjoying the zinnias. I'm still getting tomatoes. They're just not red. I think my marigolds have gotten bigger than I have ever had marigolds before in my life. They're outshadowing my peppers. See that? They're outshadowing them. These sunflowers need to come out. It's just, I just don't know what to do out here at this point. Honestly, I'm very overwhelmed. I'm going to try to clean it up so that I can feel like I can work out here, because right now the chaos it's not working for me. This ain't it. All right, first things, I'm gonna just go ahead and take down these sunflowers. They need to come out. I'm just gonna cut them down at the stalk if I can. This part can be harvested though. Save those seeds. This part, compost pile. Sunflowers are all down there. Took the sunflowers down here. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna have to mow this whole area, which unfortunately means I'm gonna lose these zinnias that are in the walkway. So what I'm gonna do is cut them. I've got some jars of water out here. I'll make some little flower arrangements so I can at least enjoy them inside. You may remember this pink brandywine. She's actually doing really well. Got some pretty big fruits on her. Still cranking out, but she's got some bad spots too. So I gotta come through and prune back all of this dead stuff. Now obviously these marigolds are very prolific, so I do want to seed save. So I'm gonna come through, and any that are like this, I'm gonna break off, because inside of here is where your seeds are. So any of the flowers that have dried up and fallen over, this is where I'm seed saving from my marigolds. These marigolds are from marigolds that I had last year. I will say they have never gotten this big for me. I guess where I had them last year, maybe they just didn't like it as much. They got way bigger this year than they ever have. I'm just gonna come through and save as much of these as I can. I'll open them up and let them dry out. So as much as I hated to do it, I did just pull this marigold plant out from my peppers. Let me show you why real quick. Do you see, that's where the marigold plant was. All of this area, my peppers was really getting shaded out. They're kind of becoming leggy, but not really producing that much. So I'm hoping this helps them produce. I really might pull all these marigolds out, which makes me sad, but at the same time, I'm trying to get food more than I am flowers. I just pulled a second one right there. And were these planted very close together? Yes, they were. But I think these peppers will bounce back and look a lot better, not having so much overcrowding around them. Because look how crowded they are on the front. I'm going to have to pull those too. I just am. But you know what? That's the beautiful thing about seed saving is I've got the seeds. I can plant more. All these are pods full of seeds that I've already saved. And I found a pepper and a tomato while I was back there. That one wasn't doing so great. I'll give that to the chickens. And I'll continue to work on my little vases of flowers. I picked another sugar baby watermelon. The tendril was dry like Saturday or Sunday. It's Saturday, so a week. I waited. So we'll see if it's ready. And then this is what the marigolds look like on the inside. So those are all seeds. Each one of those are seeds. So you can save these little marigold heads. So if you can imagine that many seeds in each one of these pods. Now you can see how tall and scraggly my pepper plants were getting trying to grow around these marigolds. Hopefully they're not too far gone. This one looks like it's really been ate a lot. But we do have some more flowers on them. So I'm going to feed them really well, maybe put some more compost on them, and hope that they kind of bounce back for the last half of summer. If not, I'll pull them out and put my fall crops here. This is the first year ever that I have not pruned my tomatoes. I found sometimes I would prune them and then they would die, or wherever I pruned them, it seemed like I would get disease. So this year I said, you know, I'm not pruning them. It is what it is. Well, my tomatoes are massive. I mean, they are throwing out like, I'm literally down here untangling them, trying to figure out what is salvageable and what is not. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to untangle them, and then anywhere that I see that is like bad looking leaves, they're getting chopped today. Then I'll see what all I'm left with, and if, what to say. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know. But I have got more tomatoes this year than I ever have, so it's a mess. It's a big mess. So let me just say that I started gardening today in a white shirt and black shorts because I had gone into town today to see my grandma for her 90th birthday. 90 years old. Anywho, this is why I don't buy white clothes, because I can't keep them clean. I'm worse than my children, I swear. But I have been doing so much work out here. I just had to put the camera down for a second and just knock this mess out. It was so thick through here that I had to come through with a weed eater. I'm going to wash all of that grass off so it looks better. You can see I thinned out all along these pepper plants. Pray to God that they do something, come back better. You can see this plant much better now, how big that marigold has gotten. I'm okay because this one's leaning over the side and it's not crowding out this tomato. This tomato's still doing good. That is the only marigold that I have left so far. I accidentally weed-eated some of my watermelon vines, so I'm gonna bring these in and pray they're ready. If not, I'll give them to the chickens. Yeah, so I have weed-eated. It's looking a little better, but I still have this mess to go. All under here is good and clean, which is nice. I didn't think I was getting that many cucamelons, and then when I started weed eating, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like, they're on the ground. So I think they've been falling. That's why, there's one. I think they've been falling, and that's why I haven't been getting them. So lesson learned there. But you can see this area looks so much better. The chaos was, it was distracting me too much. Like, I couldn't even function. So we're looking a lot better. I started weed eating right here and weed eated a watermelon vine. You can see that part. There was another watermelon sitting in this hole, and I then disconnected it, not realizing. So I think what I'm gonna do is weed eat all of this. I pulled that tomato that was dead. I think I'm gonna cut back all of this oregano. It's going crazy. It's getting on my nerves. And then these watermelons that are growing up the fence and right here are coming from this side. So I think I'm just going to leave one little area of chaos and try to contain everything else. Because I just, whew, it got real crazy real quick in this garden. And I love summer. I don't want summer to leave, but I cannot mentally prepare. Look how dirty I am. Mentally prepare for the fall with chaos looking like that right there. Like, I just can't work into those conditions. I have to work like with a clean slate. So cleaning it up one step at a time. This beautiful dahlia was all laid out in here. Look, you can see where it was blocking. Oh, look at that big old frog. You just scared my frog. It was blocking this whole area. It was even leaning on this marigold. And look, it was blocking out my tomato. It was causing, I think, a lot of damage. So hopefully in pulling that, that'll be better. I tried to get it up off the ground, set it up, but you can see where it was just not doing great because it was on the ground. Cut off all these dead spots. I could come out here tomorrow and everything could be dead because I am like chopping so ferociously on everything. Like, just everything that doesn't look good is getting a haircut. Get out of here. Maybe I should have pruned sooner, but you want to know what? It's been like 100 degrees. The garden has been fending for itself, and I work a full-time job, so you know what? Sometimes you just can't get out here like you want to get out here. And then when you can, sometimes it's raining. You know, it just doesn't always align, my schedule in my garden. But we're going to make it work. We're going to bounce back. So keeping a garden is not always glamorous work. Sometimes it's hard work. I've been out here for probably an hour or two now, but things are looking much better, looking much more contained. Did a lot of weed eating because it was too thick to even mow. Praying that one or two of these watermelons survive. Praying that these tomatoes bounce back a little bit. I am leaving one patch of watermelon and weeds right here, only because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 watermelons attached to that. So I'm going to leave that one little bitty patch, but the rest I took out. Looking manageable now. So I was on the fence. I almost pulled all of my zinnias out, but I think I'm going to keep them just a little bit longer in there. When you cut them, if you cut before a node, you can get more. They'll keep reproducing. It does look better after I weed eat it, but just slide your hand down the stem like so, and you can get rid of the foliage on them to make good arrangements. Just don't grip them too hard, just gently slide down like that. I do love these flowers. The butterflies have been out here like crazy. Hummingbirds, I've seen goldfinch. We have had so many different pollinators out here on these. Putting these zinnias in really was a good decision this year. And I've made quite a few arrangements that I've taken inside or shared with others, which is always nice. And this was just, say, a pack or two of seeds. I might have even seed saved some for my mom's from last year. I thought I was going to make multiple flower arrangements, but I don't think I really quite have enough for that. But I'll just stick these in here and carry them in on the counter. I put a couple of the marigolds in here as well, and some of the dahlias, so got some little flowers. Thank you for watching this garden refresh. See you next time.